now I'd just like us to look a little bit at a variety of camera angles and see the effect that the camera angle has on someone. So I have Rita looking in one fixed spot, and you can see now that I'm in a medium close shot, fairly close shot on her, and I'm almost on axis with where she's looking. As I come around, you can see I'm in kind of a 3/4 shot, so you see that we're a lot less involved with her character here than in the other version. However, when we're in a wide shot, we get a pretty good idea of our background there, and this may feel too flat on. Now I'm going to come back and we'll get an idea of different sizes. And I'm on a monopod so that I can quickly move around and give you a somewhat stable image wherever I happen to stop. So this is a medium wide, or a probably more like you'd call it a cowboy. I'm down to the calves. That's a traditional medium. There's a medium close. And I'm focusing as I'm going through. There's a close-up. And now that's an extreme close-up. So, and as you can see, we're maybe an inch or two below eye level, which is a fairly normal place to be for a lot of dialogue scenes. Let's see what happens now. I'm going to raise the camera. And you can see now that we're looking down. And in a wide shot, you know, we're very much locating her in space. As we go into the medium shot, it's a little bit of location in space, but it's really just kind of looking down. Now, instead of looking there, can you look up in my hand? So this would be, let's say she were having a conversation with someone who's taller. We might want to do something like this if we're taking his point of view. But you see that in certain ways, we're showing her now as a weaker character because we're looking down on her. So she's a less dominant character, less strong. Now let's do the opposite. We're going to come down and do a low angle shot. And we're just setting up here. Let me move over so we're not looking straight into the backlight, but don't look down at me. Look back at that eye back there. So this is, you know, pretty radically low. It's not incredibly low, but you see in a wide how it's not that great, but as we come in, she's looking like a very, very strong, masterful character. Now, in a close-up, maybe we're a little too low, so I'm raising the camera literally about 6 inches. And let me get that backlight back out of shot. Okay, now look at my hand here. So this is the idea that she's looking down at someone, but that someone is a little above camera. So that's a fairly benign look. Now tilt your head down. So you're looking down here. This is far less benign. She's looking at a point about 6 inches below camera. Now looking back above again, you see how much friendlier that is. So if we're trying to make someone look mean, they look down on someone, and if even someone can look strong but friendly by looking down but slightly above camera. So those are basically, we had middle height, normal height, high angle, and low angle. Maybe I'll take the camera off this and we'll see an extreme low angle, which is something that is really, this is just for effect, because it's not the kind of thing, you wouldn't particularly want to play a dialogue scene in an angle like this. Now look down at my hand. See, here it's, it makes her feel like a giant looking down. And now let's do the opposite. I'm going to go almost directly overhead. So, and look up, look just above camera. And now look just below camera. Okay. Okay, now I want to give us an idea of what some kinds of camera movement are like. So here we are in a fairly wide shot, and I'm going to do these handheld, though often in a movie you'd be either on a dolly or on a Steadicam, but this is just to give you an idea. If we're going to do a tracking shot, let's say we're moving laterally. See how the background changes behind her. Now, you see how I'm staying focused on the character. I'm kind of countering around the person, and that indicates that they're the main point of focus in the scene. Now, if I do a shot where the camera pretty much stays at the same orientation, they're much more of a bystander in the scene. They're a graphic element, but not the main point of focus. Now, if we come from behind something, here we're actually revealing the character and moving in, so we're getting much more involved. Likewise, if we dolly in, now this is, the camera is just below eye level. And we dolly in for emphasis that way. Now, if we want to make the character look stronger, perhaps we'll start a little higher, and as we dolly in, we boom down, and that makes for a stronger character. Or in the case of the Terminator type shot, the camera always stays around chest level. Then as it dollies in, it becomes a more extreme low angle. So you see how that works. See, the camera is tilting up a little as it's dollying in, so it's becoming more extreme. And of course, you can do the opposite kind of move where as the camera dollies in, it actually goes up. Now, one other kind of move is the move around someone, kind of. Now I'm kind of staying at the same distance from them, kind of moving the camera in an arc. And this is kind of the hero shot. Now, if I were wider, I can't actually get back that far in the in this room. But if I were wider, you see this shot is really about them in the space. You see how the space is going by, and we're kind of seeing the space all around them. So these are just a few of the kinds of camera moves. Let's try that. Try that move a little tighter. And you actually find that there's kind of a sweet spot right in here somewhere, where if we stop, it actually looks great. So those are your basic kind of camera moves. Also want to mention that you have moves where you can do a straight, you can do a boom up or a boom down. Now here again we're focusing around the character, or you can do a boom up where you're kind of doing a reveal by staying more or less at the same tilt factor. Okay, well that's it for now. Say goodbye.
Bye.